According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finnegan might have 3 storylines to occupy him while Steffy Forrester is away. Let's discuss Finn's future as these intriguing stories might take the stage. 1. Learning everything there is to know about Liam's tumor recovery. To begin with, Finn is focused on the Grace Buckingham problem since he senses that something is amiss. Finn is relieved that Liam Spencer will get better, but he finds Grace's behavior and the covert manner in which she handled everything puzzling. Now that Steffy has made the decision to temporarily leave town with the children, Finn might keep himself occupied with his investigation. Since it appears like this plot is going in that direction, Grace's tumor hoax and phony procedure need to be revealed. 2. Developing a relationship with Sheila as a mother-son. When Finn arrived at Il Giardino to express gratitude to Sheila for standing up for Steffy, he had already taken a step toward developing a relationship with her. Things on B&B are beginning to change a little, as Steffy naturally also thanks Sheila. Although Steffy acknowledges that Sheila has changed her life in some way, she is not yet ready to forgive all of Sheila's transgressions. Steffy might be able to put up with it if Finn and Sheila connect a little while she's not on canvas. 3. Determining that Luna is alive and under Lee's supervision. We must, of course, also discuss Luna Nozawa because Finn's thoughts regarding her passing are obviously complex. When Finn finally discovers Luna isn't truly dead, things will become even more difficult for him. All evidence suggests that Lee Finnegan staged Luna's death and hidden her away for the remainder of her recuperation. Finn will eventually figure all of that out, so while Steffy is gone, he might have a fantastic story to tell. While Jacqueline McInnes Wood is on maternity leave and Steffy is gone, Finn will have enough to do, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Stay back for more on all the major news that awaits The Good Doctor. A remarkable comeback was just made by Liam Spencer on The Bold and the Beautiful. He no longer has a tumor because of Grace Buckingham's multimillion-dollar surgery. Liam's recovery, however, makes no medical sense, and Dr. John Finnegan won't accept it without an explanation. Will Liam Spencer's cancer diagnosis and incredible recovery reveal a sinister secret to Dr. Finn? Here are some new spoilers for what will happen next on Bold and Beautiful. Dr. Finn looks for solutions. Dr. Finn is unable to pinpoint the reason behind Liam Spencer's operation and fresh lease on life, but something is definitely off. According to B&B teasers, Steffy Forrester's husband will conduct a thorough inquiry at the hospital. Finn is determined to uncover the secret that Dr. Grace Buckingham is concealing. Will he find anything so perverse that he wishes it remained hidden? The Spencer family may have been defrauded of $1 million by Dr. Buckingham. Could she have tricked Liam Spencer into thinking he was dying when he wasn't in order to get $1 million from Bill Spencer? Someone who was never going to die can be miraculously cured. However, many find it difficult to accept that theory because Grace appeared to truly care about Liam's recuperation. Was Grace a pawn? However, according to spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful, Grace Buckingham might have been a pawn in Liam Spencer's devious scheme to wrest Steffy Forrester back from Dr. Finn. In order to get Steffy to leave her husband, would Liam really go so far as to fabricate cancer and pay Grace Buckingham to fabricate his test reports and surgery? It appears to be functioning perfectly if that was Liam's plan. Do you believe that Liam's tumor was actually saved by Grace? Or will Finn discover something suspicious at the medical facility? Now that Steffy Forrester is temporarily out of Los Angeles, The Bold and the Beautiful has a special chance to make John Finnegan the center of attention. Finn, who is well known for his composure and unwavering devotion, is frequently seen circling Steffy's drama, helping her and the kids while avoiding the sporadic outside threat, who is typically Sheila. Now that Steffy has been temporarily removed from the story, the soap opera is free, and to be honest, obligated, to examine Finn's personality, motivations, and emotional complexity independently. The writers can explore new territory and sharpen 3 particularly interesting storylines during this time apart, which could redefine Finn's character and keep viewers interested while Steffy is away. Sheila Carter always seems to leave a trail of chaos in her wake, which is the first and most obvious direction. Despite Sheila's recent alleged demise, soap opera viewers are wise enough to not assume she's gone forever. Sheila's presence still haunts Finn, and rightfully so, whether it's through a coded message, a covert ally working on her behalf, or another staged resurrection. Even after everything she has done, His incapacity to set firm emotional boundaries with her remains an unexplored psychological weakness. Given that he is now emotionally and physically alone, Finn's unresolved feelings toward his birth mother could take unexpected turns. Those suppressed feelings could come back if Steffy wasn't there to anchor him. He might start to reconsider his relationship with Sheila, not necessarily out of pity, but rather a desire to comprehend the reasons behind her allure. A plot line might revolve around Finn surreptitiously looking into Sheila's past in an effort to find closure, or a deeper understanding. Perhaps he discovers unsettling family secrets. Perhaps he discovers details about Sheila that Steffy would prefer him never know. Facts that complicate the process of severing her relationship. Imagine the conflict if Finn finds out Sheila is still alive and decides not to give her in right away. Perhaps he wants to listen to her first. Perhaps he believes she has really changed. Such moral ambivalence would put Finn's character to the test and put him at odds with the Forrester family. He would have to choose between his duty to his wife's family and his almost instinctive desire to break free from his mother's control over him. By giving Finn the opportunity to make friends outside of his typical social circle, the second possible plotline might push him into emotionally uncharted territory. Naturally, Steffy's departure leaves a hole in his personal life, and soap operas love to explore these kinds of emotional voids. The show could adopt a more nuanced approach instead of jumping right in to fill that gap with romantic intrigue, which might turn off viewers who are interested in the Shin marriage. Finn might start to connect with people he doesn't typically interact with. He might, for instance, confide in Hope Logan, who is struggling with her own romantic turmoil. Perhaps he discovers unexpected similarities with previously underutilized individuals like Paris Buckingham and Katie Logan. The undercurrent of tension and chemistry would be inevitable, but these emotional connections don't have to develop into romance. This strategy creates chances to push Finn's limits. Would he rely on another lady for emotional support? Would that be the start of something bigger, or would it just innocuous support? And how would he balance it with his roles as the loving stepfather and husband? These emotional entanglements, even when they don't break any moral lines, may be incredibly captivating and offer the spectator a fresh perspective on Finn as a man torn between desire and loyalty. It also gives him a human face. Up until now, Finn has frequently appeared too good to be true, a strong moral compass in an enticing environment. Giving him emotional nuance, susceptibility, and even bewilderment, however, would transform him from a gallant sidekick into a fully formed person. Finn's work life, which has hardly ever been discussed in a significant manner, is another topic worth looking at. We rarely see him at the hospital doing anything other than making dramatic diagnoses, despite the fact that he is a doctor, one of the best at that. The show might change course and focus on Steffy's life at the hospital now that he is no longer there. There may be a new medical mystery that draws Finn in on a professional level, but has an impact on him personally. Maybe a patient presents with a rare ailment that reminds Finn of something in his own past. Or perhaps the patient is related to Sheila. Either a long-lost brother or someone from Sheila's criminal past seeking atonement, retribution, or something darker. Additionally, new friendships or rivalries may form at the hospital. It would be possible to introduce a new physician who is brilliant, charismatic, and dangerously ambitious. This new coworker might put Finn's moral principles to the test by highlighting the stark difference between doing what is right and what is practical. Perhaps Finn becomes entangled in a labyrinth of medical fraud, as this competitor starts to manipulate patients for his own benefit. The authors would have the perfect opportunity to depict Finn defending his morals in a high-stakes situation. Naturally, the stakes are raised if there is some personal involvement, for example, if the rival becomes too close to someone Finn cares about. Beyond conflict at work, the hospital might serve as the setting for a more significant social problem. Perhaps Finn is compelled to become involved in advocacy, because he treats victims of addiction or domestic abuse. He would have something to fight for outside of his marriage thanks to this kind of storytelling, which would fit in nicely with his compassionate nature. It also relates to the soap opera's history of using character-driven plots to examine contemporary issues. Other B&B characters have developed via non-profit work or personal missions. Finn might discover a new calling in a similar manner, increasing his attractiveness and sway within the show's larger universe. Emotional vulnerability, unresolved family trauma, and professional moral quandaries are among tales that provide the show with a wealth of content. For the most part, Finn has been presented as the good guy, someone who rarely acts impulsively, maintains his composure and remains loyal. However, if it isn't complemented with significant internal turmoil, it might occasionally work against a character's durability. This is the ideal moment for the authors to present us with a Finn who is able to make mistakes, give in to temptation, or fall into trouble. His character can be strengthened by conflict rather than destroyed. Furthermore, these stories benefit the program as a whole, not only Finn. B&B needs new, contemporary narratives because Ridge and Brooke are stuck in the same romantic ruts and Liam is constantly switching between women. The ideal subject for fresh creative direction is Finn, a character with a complicated family history, medical knowledge, and a generally clean slate. Now that Steffy isn't in every frame, he has the ability to carry out significant plots by himself. Furthermore, the Finn she returns to may be a more nuanced, challenging, and captivating version of herself than before. Even the intersection of these three major arcs is possible. Consider a plot in which Finn's position at the hospital introduces him to Sheila's acquaintance, so reopening his emotional scars. He's getting emotional support from people like Hope or Paris at the same time, which is causing romantic tension he never anticipated. All of this while reassessing the kind of man he wants to be and overcoming moral dilemmas at work. That's bold, character-driven storytelling that has an impact on the entire canvas, not just filler while Steffy is away. Because Finn is still a relatively fresh character, the writers have greater opportunity to mold his storyline without being constrained by years of canon. This is what makes Finn such a great character. He hasn't yet caused harm to anyone. No one has been deceived by him. This implies that his first genuine crisis or temptation will be extremely significant. Because it's an unexpected fall from grace, the audience will be interested and will want him to go back up stronger and wiser. Shin doesn't necessarily have to end because of this. In actuality, a closer, more equal partnership with Steffy upon her return would be the ideal result of Finn's solo adventure. He would return to her as a man who has experienced his own storms, rather than just being her rock. He would have his own journey in addition to accompanying hers. And in that way, Steffy's disappearance would serve as the impetus for the story's next exciting chapter rather than a pause. Whether or not The Bold and the Beautiful realizes how much Finn is a treasure will be revealed over the course of the upcoming months. It would be a mistake to let him stand motionless while Steffy is off-screen. In addition to increasing the show's dramatic impact, giving Finn complex, multi-layered, emotionally intelligent storylines, especially ones with long-term ramifications, would make him a leading man. There is possibility. Whether the program will have the guts to use it is the question.